Never let it be said that all I do is make videos and talking about how bad things are without offering up some help. Because when someone needs help, you help. It's that simple. And as we know, Disney needs help. So I have taken the liberty of coming up with a list of 10 things that Disney can do to bring back men to their movies and TV series. And yes, it took a little time. I had to go through some stuff, see what was going on, all of that. And if Disney sees this video, fantastic. If somebody wants to share it with Disney and them, all the better. Because again, I am trying to help here. It's not about condemning anybody. I am trying to help. That's what it's about. They need help. I'm trying to help. So let's get started without further ado. Let's dive right into it. Out the door with number 1. Own your mistake. In a recent Variety article, it talked about how Disney has boyed trouble and the studio seeks original IP to win back Gen Z men amid Marvel Lucasfilm struggles. You've also heard Bob Iger and them coming out and saying that they're going to cut down on production of certain things and all that. You've even heard Kevin Feige come out and say that they're going to focus on quality over quantity and all that. But one thing you have not heard anybody from Disney talk about is that they screwed up and they need to own that to fix it. It doesn't matter at this point how many times you say, well, we're going to cut down on content and focus more on quality over quantity. No, you have damaged your brand. People don't trust you anymore because you've made it very clear that you aren't interested in what people have to say. You aren't interested in doing anything good. And you just figure all you need to do is snap your fingers and bam, that'll make it all better. No, it doesn't work like that. People are upset that Disney has made it very clear that they don't care. They don't care, and this is a problem. If you want to do something, you have to come out and acknowledge we screwed up. We can do better. We can make content again. And one of the things Disney needs to do is come to the realization that, listen, they have to cut out on it for a while. They have to stop the MCU and all this stuff for a while, give it some years to breathe, and then in between, make content that will bring people back. Make good animated shows. Make good TV series. Hell, even make good comics that will get people interested again. You give it time to marinate. People are like, okay, this is really good. They do some fantastic stuff here. You give it some time. I say you give it about 5 to 7 years to marinate, and then you come up with it. But it all starts with you admitting that you made a mistake and you've got to fix it. Leads on to number 2. Stop insulting men. When you decide that your best course of action is to alienate half of your audience, that is a very stupid move. And there are people who are going to say, well, let's make it on anything. No, Disney has made it very clear on numerous occasions that they are going out there to insult men. They are not interested in what men like. They are not interested in what men want. They were pushing agendas hard and figured that was going to be okay. When you insult people, why would they want to come back? Because if you're telling people constantly to get lost, guess what? Eventually they're going to get lost. That is what you were doing. You became so arrogant that you figured you could literally spit in people's faces and they would still keep coming back. No. People like what they like. And when you have men who want programs and stuff dedicated to them, and you're telling them you could go to hell, we're not going to do it, why would somebody come back? It's not healthy, it's not good, it's not decent. Stop insulting your audience. You cannot treat people like crap and then expect them to come back, tell them we don't need you, and then turn around and say, well, you know what? We go throw a couple people into a movie and that go bring them back. That's all they want. No, stop insulting men. It leads me into number 3. DEI equals DIE. Now, when you if you as a child grew up in a Christian household, I'm just using an example with a Christian household, and then later on in life you started looking into the Muslim faith, and you found something in there that you like, and you decided to embrace the Muslim religion. There is nothing wrong with that, because the bottom line of it is that it's all the same God. There's only one God. People may worship in different ways, but it's only one God. DEI is not a religion. It's not a religion. It is literally a death sentence. That's what it is. If somebody could tell me thing, doesn't matter if it's entertainment, life, whatever, that DEI has actually made profitable, I would love to know. But no, Disney embraced it like it was a religion. When DEI was out there saying that, men were crap, Disney was more than happy to jump on board and go with it. They were getting all the information from Twitter and wherever and all of this, and figured that was actually going to be good. This is what they thought was right. And when you talk to people, anybody inside the entertainment department, this is actually a sub part of this. But the bottom line of it is, people need to stop being scared shitless. You have a lot of these companies that are literally terrified of the smallest group of people possible and do whatever they say just because. These people don't have any power other than just being able to leave some nasty comments online, and you all cater to them like you couldn't even possibly think of another way to do it. You embraced DEI. You pushed it onto everything. You drove your audience away. You said, listen, we don't need you. Get out. You started making content for nobody. And this was the result. You destroyed yourselves because you weren't willing to stop and say, listen, we made a problem. We did something stupid here. We need to stop. DEI, social justice, is not the answer to anything. It is a very simple concept. When you go woke, you go broke. Disney has lost billions of dollars chasing woke nonsense, and they seem to have no interest in stepping back from it. But you need to. DEI equals DIE. That is not a joke. This is what's going on. You're destroying yourselves doing this. Which leads me directly into number 4. Make content for your audience, not activists. Here's the difference between audience and activists. Your audience likes what you put out. Your audience supports what you do. Your audience is happy when you make content that is actually fulfilling, great, and shows creativity, passion, and that you actually care about what you're doing. That is your audience. Activists don't give a flying foot. They hate everything. They will never be satisfied. They have no money to spend on anything. They will demand that you make something for them, never watch it, and then complain when you don't make another season of it. Look at The Acolyte. The Acolyte was made specifically for activists. That's what it was. It was made specifically for activists. It gave them pretty much every freaking thing that they wanted. There was no coherent story. There was nothing of value in it. It made no sense. It ticked boxes, check this, check that, everything. And the people it was made for never showed up to watch it. Never showed up to watch it. Disney lost hundreds of millions of dollars producing that garbage. And then the same people who never watched it demanded that they make a next season of it to lose even more money. You have to make content for your audience. Your audience are the people who support you. Your audience are the people who actually pay for good content. They pay for good content. Activists don't pay for anything. They want your company to burn to the ground and they expect you to pay them for doing that. For lighting the match, they expect you to pay them for, because they are not going to support anything. People have no money. They don't work nowhere. They live online. This is it. So you've got to start to make content for your audience, not activists. Moving on to number 5. And number 5, this is going to be controversial, but it needs to be said. Sexy women are not a sin. Let me say that again. Sexy women are not a sin. Whether you want to believe it or not, men and women, because there are only two genders, men and women like sexy, beautiful women. That is a fact. Black Widow in the MCU, in the Avengers, was a badass, brutal fighter, all of that. But Scarlett Johansson was sexy. She was alluring. That was the whole thing about her. That's what people liked. That is what people like. I will even go back further. Before, I'm not even using this as an example, but going back further in regards to it, when it comes to something like, look at Xena, for instance. Xena was literally the crush of every boy, preteen, teen, all of that. Why did we like Xena? Because she had nice hair? Yes, she had nice hair, but she was also drop dead gorgeous and freaking sexy. She was a badass fighter and she looked absolutely fantastic. And hell, Lucy Lawless still looks great today. This is what I'm saying. Sexy women. And this is why when you see commercials, there are sexy women selling cars. They're not overweight women lying down on the car, breaking all the stuff and the tires exploding. No. This is why they are cheerleaders. Because people like seeing attractive women celebrating what's going on. That helps motivate people to do this. There is nothing wrong. There's nothing sinful about sexy women. That is a fact. Men like sexy women. Women like sexy women the same way women like sexy men. This is what's going on. It is human nature to like attractive things. That is a fact. It's not wrong. And these people are out there telling you it's wrong and you're listening to them and losing money. Sexy women are not a sin. You don't need to act like you're the plague. Bring back sexy women. Bring back that element of it. No. You look at the Black Widow movie, for instance. You had Black Widow and then even if you look at Yelena. Yelena was a nice, beautiful woman. By the time Thunderbolts rolled around, they were actively trying to make her as unattractive as possible. Terrible makeup, a very uninteresting hairstyle. And they covered her up from head to foot like they wanted to make her look like some kind of little boy. It was weird. Why? Why? You already made her miserable and depressed. Oh God. Why couldn't she be attractive? What is wrong with that? But no, for some reason, they figure, sexy women are some kind of sin. They're not. That's the end of part 1 of this video on what Hollywood, basically Disney, needs to do to fix its problems that it keeps having and how to bring back the male audience. So, I'm going to went over some points here, but like I said, this is part 1. Look out tomorrow for part 2, where I finish up going over my list of what it is Disney needs to do. So see you all then.